But yeah, work was a freaking hootenanny yesterday. That same lady that mentioned the stupid anode plate thing was like poking around. And I was like, oh god damn it, I really hope she doesn't ask me if I've been checking the anode plate things. Because I don't want to lie to her, but I also don't want to tell her the truth either. I don't know, you ever been in those kind of situations? And then today, towards the end of the shift, this like engineer guy, or I don't know, it's some dude I'd never seen before. We have these things called, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I'll just use like dumbed down language just so I can like explain it. Like the details don't really matter. But basically on the gear case, I'm the guy that puts the gear case on. It's the very bottom of the motor. So when you see like a vehicle pulling a motor or pulling a boat that has a motor behind it, those are the kind of motors that like I'm making. They're called outboards. And the very bottom of them, the part that like you tilt the motor to where like the propeller like touches the water, you know, like goes into the water. And so I'm the guy that puts the very, very bottom part on that the propeller attaches to. And there's this piece on it called a coupler. And basically, you don't want to forget to put the coupler on, or else the motor fails in the test cell. There's like, it's like water goes through it. And if that coupler is not there, then the water just like falls out of the space instead of flowing through the coupler or whatever. It's like a little piece of like tubing or something. Imagine like a piece of plumbing, and then you just like remove a section of the pipe, and then the water is just gonna exit at that space where the hole is or whatever, you know, instead of going straight through. So basically, and not only that, but that goes inside the motor. So then when you put the gear case on it, you basically are you're like encasing that coupler inside the motor, which basically means that once you encase it inside, you can't see it anymore. So there's nobody, so like nobody will be, a lot of times what'll happen is if someone like messes up or forgets to do something, another person can see that something is missing and then go to that person and go, hey, you forgot to put this thing on. And they'll go, oh shit, okay, sorry, and go put it on. But my point is that there's no opportunity to do that. So if I forget it, it will not get caught until it goes into the test cell and fails in the test cell. So basically your name is Mud if you forget that fucking thing. But, and I had done that, like, the station that I'm doing, I had done before, so I had it like drilled. I have like the muscle memory or whatever of having it like drilled into my head to like never ever 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 put a gear case on without that damn thing on it, you know? Because, you know, one, because it's an automatic fail. And then and two, there's not any opportunity for anyone else to see it, to catch it. But there are some things where it could be technically like an assembly like error, where someone could like, they could like hand start a screw but not tighten the screw. But then, like, that screw will, like, hold the thing in place well enough for it to pass in the test cell. But then it's still, like, not correct. And once the customer gets it and runs the motor for 12 hours or 20 hours or however long, eventually that's going to come loose or whatever. So there are things that can be wrong with the motor that won't get caught in the test cell. We only test him for a few minutes before giving him to a customer who's going to use it for hundreds of hours, you know? So there are things where like, basically, I don't exactly know how to say it, so I'm just going to say, like, the dumbed down version of it. Basically, there's things that can be wrong with it that it can hold long enough for it to pass in the test cell, but it's not going to hold by the time it gets to the customer. Or it's not going to hold when the customer is going to use it for long periods of time. But this, like, engineer guy comes up, and these engineers that work at this company, I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but these engineers, they don't understand like reality. And I'm not saying that to be like condescending. I mean, like, their whole world exists like with like computer, like on computer screens and on paper. Like, literally, it doesn't... Their world... You know, whatever you do for a living becomes your world. If you work at Taco Bell, then Taco Bell food, everything Taco Bell related becomes, like, your world. You know, or if you work at, like, a pet store, then, like, pet supplies becomes your world. You know, your world is whatever you do for 8 hours a day or whatever when it comes to your job, you know? So, like, these people, like, their entire world is not based in, like, actual, like, physical reality. It's like, stuff that's, like, on paper and on computer screens and, you know, 3D models on a computer screen or whatever. So this guy comes up to me. Well, basically, the gear cases come on, like, racks of 8. You know, there's 4 facing one way and 4 facing the other side, and they sort of 69 into each other, you know? Man, I don't know how the fuck I'm, like, gonna do this. Because I almost need to, like, stop playing to, like, explain this thing, too. But basically what happens is that there's this coupler on it. Because it's so important to not forget the coupler, when the rack of gear cases arrives, the first thing you want to do is put all the couplers on it, right? Wrong, according to this stupid fucking engineer guy. What he wants, when you do a station... You have what's called a standardized work, which is like the instructions on how to like build that motor. And according to the standardized work, you're supposed to pick up the gear case. You know, you use like a hoist or whatever, like a manipulator thing. You're supposed to pick up the gear case and then put the coupler on it and then stick it on the motor. The problem with doing that is that every time you pick up a gear case, that's an opportunity to forget to put the coupler on. Versus, when the gear cases get delivered, if you just put all the couplers on all at once, now you know that all the couplers are on, and then you don't have to, like, worry about it. Like, you don't have to think about it, because they're all on, and then you're covered, right? You would think that that would be, like, the fucking logical thing to do, but engineers, you know, like, maybe not, hashtag not all, but the engineers that work for this company, they're so freaking stupid. They're just like, he's like, we don't really want you to, we want you to follow the standardized work or whatever. And then I pled my case to him. I'm just like, well, you know, the idea, if you want, well, he's like, well, we've been having them, like, missing on, like, all shifts or whatever. And we just want you to, like, follow the standardized work. And I'm just like, okay, well, if the goal is to not forget them, then you would want to minimize the number of opportunities to forget them. Which means that, you know, like I just said a minute ago, if you put it on every single, like, gear case, then you have them all on it, then you know that they're all on. But if you grab the gear case, if you grab one gear case, put that one coupler on that one gear case, and then put it on, you have, like, way more opportunities to forget to put it on. And he's like, well, there's this thing called it's called a pick light. It's like a green light that comes up next to the part, and you're supposed to press that button, indicating that you grabbed that part. And then he's like, well, if you just like follow the steps, then, like, you wouldn't forget it because you would just press the button and then grab the thing or whatever. And it's like, okay, in your world that makes sense, but in the real world where the rest of humanity exists, that doesn't work because pressing a button does not decrease errors. Because if it did, then every restaurant in America would have a button that you would press when you confirm that everything on the order is correct. So I mean, like, just imagine if you like work at McDonald's and then they're just like, okay, so you make the order and then you confirm that everything is correct and then you press the button to indicate that everything on the order is correct. And then there won't be any more mistakes then, right? Well, of course there won't be any more mistakes because you would press the button when you confirm that everything is correct. And you would not press that button, you know, you could be like, the button that you press opens the drive-thru window. So it's like, you wouldn't be able to open the window to give them the food unless you press the button, and you would not press the button unless you made sure that everything on the order was correct. So if they included that button, then there would be no more mistakes in any restaurant ever, right? I mean, according to this guy, do you see how stupid that sounds? That's what that guy is telling me for real. And so it's just like, god damn, dude. So yeah, so basically like the job is so repetitious that like the button is that you have to push, it just becomes like one of the things you have to do to like get the goddamn motor out of your station to get the next one in. But that guy, it's one of those, like, I can't tell if he's being, like, disingenuous or if he's really, like, that stupid. He, like, legitimately, like, doesn't understand. He, like, no comprendes. He's just like, well, you're not gonna forget because you're just always gonna, hit the button before you grab it or whatever. But it's like, okay, so why doesn't McDonald's and all the other restaurants, why don't they just put a button that you press when you confirm that everything in the order is correct? And then there won't be any more mistakes, according to him. But God, it's just like the dumbest idea ever. And so, like, I'm kind of a... I don't want to say, like, a linguist. But I'm good at backing my shit up. You know, like, I can back my beliefs up. I can give the reasons for my beliefs as well as the reasons for my reasons. You know, like, I'm good at, like, I can lay it all out. And so, like, I'm, like, laying it all out for him. Basically making it, like, what do you call it? Like, incontrovertible or controversible? I don't know the word. I'm basically making, like, an ironclad case about, like, why I'm right and he's wrong. And basically what he finally had to do is he finally had, he basically was like, well, the plant manager, he, like, name-dropped. He had to name-drop the plant manager, which is the guy that's, like, this plant that I work at is freaking huge. So, like, the guy that he name dropped is basically like the head honcho kind of guy. So he sort of had to like, so I sort of like, I pressed him so hard and like destroyed him so like thoroughly that he basically had to use like the nuclear option to just say that like this person who is the ultimate authority like wants it done, wants everyone to follow the instructions like exactly or whatever. And I just, you know, and I didn't want to push, like, too hard, you know? But in my head, I'm sitting here going, like, yeah, well, if that guy did my job day in and day out, I guarantee he would agree with me, you know, not you. But then it was kind of funny, you could tell that he's not used to getting pushback. A lot of these engineers, like, don't have very good, like, social skills, you know? So after a while, he starts, like, sort of, like, disengaging from the conversation. He starts, like, looking at the gear case, like, and he took, like, a picture of it, like, there's something wrong with the paint on it or something. Or he was, like, rubbing his finger on it. He's like, oh, trying to figure out what's going on with the paint on this part of the gear case or whatever. And he, like, took a picture of it on his phone. I'm just like, oh, you want to disengage the conversation? Like, why? Like, you fucking started it, dude. Now you don't want to finish it? Yeah, of course. That was, you know, there's that part of me that's like an asshole. I'm just like, yeah, that's right. That's what I fucking thought, dude. Oh, yeah, jeez. But I don't know. But he was like, yeah, it's been addressed with supervisors, like, multiple times. And then he was basically like, he's like, yeah, I guess we'll talk it over with the supervisors again. And then that's when he disengaged. So I guess technically, in a way, he was, like, kind of done, but I think he was looking for an off-ramp. And that's what he did. That's what he used as the off-ramp. He was like, it's been addressed with the supervisors, like, multiple times. And then he was like, oh, we'll talk to him again about it. And then that was his off-ramp. I'm like, alright, dude. Well, I mean, I don't know my supervisor, like, that well. But I'm guessing, like... Oh, god damn it. But basically, every supervisor wants, like, numbers. And they know that doing certain things is, like, faster. So when it comes to things like that, he's probably not going to tell us unless, like, he, like, has to. Oh, but yeah, so, I mean, those couplers are always going to get forgotten. Even if you put them on one at a time, they're just going to get forgotten more. You're always going to have some that get forgotten. So the question is, do you want the occasional one forgotten, or do you want way more forgotten? You know? Do you want 3 forgotten in a week, or do you want 10 forgotten in a week? You know? But he thinks, in his world, he's just like, well, if they just if they just put it on and then hit the button saying that they put it on, if they just follow the instructions, then they'll never mess up, ever. That kind of reminds me, there was this one guy that came in. I forget what he was, I forget what his, like, title was or whatever. Maybe he was like the safety guy or something like that. He was talking about, like, paying attention to, like, what you're doing while you're doing it or whatever. It's like, dude, it's impossible to pay attention to what you're doing all day, every day, especially when you're doing repetitive work. Like, zoning out, like, learning how to, like, zone out is how you stay sane doing a factory job. But it's so easy for them to just be like, oh yeah, just always concentrate on what you're doing all the time. And then it's like, the way he said it, he sounded so fucking proud of himself. But this is what he said. He goes, and it's one of those, like, stupid, like, corporate, like, slogan catchphrase things that, like, sounds good, but it's also, like, very, like cringy and stuff. He goes, so just remember to keep your mind on your work and your work on your mind. And you just, like, just imagine he, like, does that thing where he, like, brushes off his hands against each other and he's like, all right, my work here is done. Now there's not going to be any more safety issues because no one's going to get hurt ever again because everyone's going to keep their work on their mind and their mind on their work, and everyone's going to pay attention to everything they're doing, which means that, like, nothing is going to happen. There's going to be, like, no more accidents. Yeah, I've been at this company for almost 8 years, and I've come across people that are just like, they're just like, oh, I could never work in a factory or whatever. And oh my god, I can't believe I made that jump. And I guess what I would say to that is that, one, not all factories are created equal. I mean, I worked at one that was so shitty that I walked out after a month. But the one I'm at now is actually not bad. So if you work at, like, one factory and it sucks, it doesn't mean that all factories will suck. I mean, I don't know, factories usually, like, oh my god, I was just about to say, it'd be nice if there's a checkpoint around here, and it was right there. So glad I saw that, by the way. So if someone has, like, never worked a factory, they might work one factory that's shitty, and then just go, okay, I'm never working in a factory again. Factory work is not for me. It's like, well, maybe that was just a bad factory. But, when it comes to, like, the repetitiveness of it, you do get used to it to a point. And there are different jobs that are, like, a better fit for, like, different people. Like, the job that I'm doing now, it has, like, the physicality aspect and the mental aspect that I mentioned in the other episode. So that's a good job for me. Or, you know, it's a job that's a good fit for me. But it's not a good fit for a lot of people. So the company does actually try to, like, match the person with the job, you know? Like, they try to find a job that, like, matches the person or whatever, you know? Which, it's funny, I've worked there for, like I said, I've worked there for 8 years, so I've seen, like, a lot over the years. And there's jobs that are easy, there's jobs that are hard, there's jobs that are very easy, and there are jobs that are very hard. And it's a union, so they all pay the same, which is, like, totally not fair, but y'all ain't ready to have that conversation, right? But another conversation that y'all aren't ready to have is that, I've noticed some... Okay, so remember what I just said a minute ago? They try to match the job based on the person. So because that's their goal, you know, they want to find a job that's a good match for the person, you know? Because of that, the net result, the end result of that, is that people with certain genitals tend to just wind up on easy jobs all the time. And people with different genitals tend to wind up on other kinds of jobs that are way harder. And, but then you would just go, well, the people with one kind of genitals are fit for a certain amount of difficulty of work. and people with a different kind of genitals are better suited for a harder kind of work. But it all pays the same. But then it's like, well, it's like politically like incorrect to like notice that. I'm like, so why is it politically incorrect to notice like the truth? You know, and the answer is because it's 2023. Yeah, I know. But like I said, it's a union job, so it all pays the same. So the easy jobs, the people with the certain genitals that are doing the easy jobs make the same as the people with the other genitals that are doing the harder jobs. And we call that equality, even though that's like the exact opposite of equality. That's literally like the opposite of equality. But, I mean, the whole union thing is like, oh, we gotta pay everyone the same to make sure it's fair. It's like, but all the jobs aren't fair, dude. It's like if your job is like digging ditches, and then all the people around you are like sitting at a card table stuffing envelopes, and you're all making the same amount of money. How long is it gonna take for you to look around and be like, hey, I feel like this is kind of like not fair. You guys see the problem with this? And everyone's like, no, I don't see any problem with this. This seems like a totally fair setup. It's like, well, of course you think that. You're the one doing the fucking easy job, dude. I don't know, this feels very, like, I feel like this maneuver is, like, very difficult. I'm kind of, like, not a fan of, like when it's, like, doing, like, this kind of thing. I should just end the episode. Actually, you know what? We're almost halfway through a second episode. I'll just turn this into 2 episodes. In which case, hello, welcome to the halfway mark of the second episode of this recording or whatever. I was gonna say that at the start of the episode, but I forgot. I was just gonna be like, we'll just play the second episode. If it takes like long enough to where it's like a long episode, long recording, I'll just break it into 2 episodes. Damn it. But then I'm always like behind on recording, so it actually is beneficial if I can get like 2 like episodes. If I can get like 2 videos out of this recording, then that'll actually be nice. Is there some other way to, is there like another way I can go or something? What's the point of that fan, by the way? Yeah, I wish there was some way to like avoid having to like go this way. My god. Okay, I have to make it to a goddamn checkpoint. Yeah, do the late jump. I don't know how I messed up that jump last time. Did I jump too soon and bonk my head or something? I don't know. Oh my god. Thank Jesus. Oh, there's a thing down there. Okay, I don't know why I didn't land on it. Okay. Oh, there's a pushy right here. I didn't see that. Okay, well. I can sacrifice a life and grab this guy. Oh yeah, I got a T-log 08 unknown, yay. Also, in the menu, I think there's gonna be like more abilities that we're gonna get as we play. I guess I shouldn't say that because you're not gonna see them. But there's like a dash and some kind of like extra jump. Some kind of like turbo jump or something. Is there a way to look at it? If I go in the menu, I'd probably have to go to the main menu. Okay, so jump. Hit this one. Man, I have to make that jump? Man, I feel like that's a hard jump. Oh, dang. There we go, there we go. What? Oh, wait, why didn't I get a second jump? You know, a lot of games just have, like, the double jump by default. How come, like, you would think that by now someone would have just been like, oh, now we have triple jumps. Like, the double jump, there we go. It, like, exponentially, oh, we done? What? And there was no checkpoint there? God damn it. Like, the amount of possibilities is, like, exponential with the double jump versus a single jump. So it's like, why don't they exponentiate it more with the triple jump, I wonder? Oh, it wants me to... God damn it. It's the thing that I was, like, terrible at doing. It wants me to, like, maneuver around. Oh, my God. I pressed sideways right away. And I did not move far enough by a lot. And every time I fail, I have to make this jump. Oh my God, I barely made it. Okay, so you almost have to... Okay, the song just changed. Maybe I should just do forward. Press forward on that. That way you keep your momentum. Because I'm not getting enough, like, momentum to, like, get out of the way. Alright, piece of cake. Okay, but what was I supposed to do? I just went up and then, like, there was, like, nothing up there. Oh, wait, can I, like, jump up these things? Okay, I can, but it's pointless. But why do they put these here? Yeah, I don't know. Can't even make it to there. Huh. I have no idea. Oh, but yeah, that stupid engineer guy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sitting here going, like, how do I tell this guy to, like, fuck off without using, like, the F word? But like I said, he eventually went away. He eventually, like, got, I don't know, like, he either got, like, punched out or whatever. Or he just realized he wasn't going to get anywhere with me. I don't know. Oh, this time I made it with plenty of room to spare. I don't know what happened last time. But I guarantee he walked away. He's just like, why can't they just, like, do, like, what they're supposed to do? Like, that's why they are, like, the grunts or whatever. And I'm the white-collar smart guy. Like, they can't even follow, like, simple instructions. That's why they're always gonna be on, like, the bottom of the totem pole. Because they're, like, too stupid to, like, even... like, do anything except, like, manual labor. Huh. Was this a thing? I can't even jump high enough. Oh my God, it's straight up only up. Look how much more there is, Jesus. So what am I supposed to... like, do? Nothing down there. I don't think I can make that jump. That looks way too far. Oh. I have to do that. Oh, the old Metroid Prime trick. Okay, I think I'm dead. Oh, God damn it. I still didn't hit a checkpoint. Fuck. Alright, well, I guess we'll, well, the good news is that I'm getting good at this jump, at least. You just gotta, like, full send. And then you make it. And then with this is actually kind of easy, too. You just go back and forth. You don't have to go, like, side to side at all. I have no idea what that is. Okay, so how am I supposed to shoot that? And then also, like, steer, like, myself to, like, try to, like, land? Oh, I have to go like this, turn, and then jump. Oh, and it pushed me all the way this time for some reason. I don't know why it missed so hard last time. Oh man, are we done? Might actually be done. What it was showing might actually be like the third level. It could be where it's like you can see all the other things. Like you can see what's coming up or whatever. Yeah, this is the thing I was talking about. Switch gun. And then we have, like, ammo. Oh, okay. It's, like, faded. I didn't, like, read this before. Apparently you can get these things that give you more ammo. Is that going to be necessary at some point? I mean, I guess not. I'm guessing it's just going to be, like, optional collectibles. But then it's like, well, like, how bad of a shot do they think you are, you know? Dash, we have gauge plus, refill plus. So we're gonna have like a dash gauge, and it's gonna increase the length of the gauge and then make it go like refill faster. I wonder if these are necessary for the speedrunning thing. Maybe that's why they have them. We have Gmod, and then blast, and then down here it says rocket jump. Oh yeah, I guess I did read this one because I remember there being like a special jump, but I didn't read these other ones. I have no idea what Gmod is. But yeah, I mean, I'm guessing it's like, I don't know, I feel like I have enough shots. The only reason you would need more shots is if you're like missing a lot. And it's like, well, if you're missing a lot, then just aim better and then you don't need the things. But I guess, I mean, I don't know why they have them, but I guess, I don't know, just wanted to give you something to do, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Some people like going around and collecting stuff, even though it's not necessary. You know what? In all fairness, in like Metroid Prime, or, you know, like Super Metroid, people like to go around and collect all the missile expansions, even though the missiles become like outdated. And you get to the point where you're hoping for like an energy tank or something, and you're like, oh, it's only missiles, you know. You're rocking 200 missiles, but like you haven't used a missile in forever. Which I guess, which Metroid Prime was it, where they actually tried to like, incorporate like using missiles to like power up your beams. I don't remember which one it was, but they were trying to like get like some use out of it because they know that the missiles just get outdated, and pretty soon your beam gets stronger than your missiles, and then there's no reason to use missiles anymore. Like the DPS on your beam is like higher, so then they incorporated this. Well, I forget what it was. It was some sort of like it was some like there was one. It had a cool name. It was like the wave beam one. I think there was one for each weapon, but the wave beam one was where it would just like shoot like this purple beam of electricity, and it would just like home in on enemies, but it would just like drain your missiles while it used it. And then didn't... Oh wait, I think the one for the default shot, the power beam, that one was the super missiles, but it just used 10 regular missiles, I think. Am I tripping? It's been a long time since I played that one. I remember the purple one, the wave beam one, but I'm not 100% sure about the other one. Anyway, we're done with another level. Yeah, that one took an hour and 10 at current time. So is that, I guess that's total. So the first level must have taken me like 35 minutes. Okay, so like I said, we'll call it here. I mean, this is like, I don't mind like playing this, but it's like, I feel like we've kind of reached like the end of like, in terms of like let's play like value of like if it's worth showing it and like as a let's play or whatever. So we'll call it here. Yeah, I mean this game is actually like I don't know, I sort of like the graphics of it. I feel like I'm starting to get like kind of tired of everything looking like this or whatever, like maybe like a little bit more variety. So you could tell I was so starved for variety that in the second level or in the second episode, when we went to that little indoor part, I was like, ooh, we're like indoors now, even though everything was the same. Just being indoors was enough of a change where it like felt refreshing. But then we weren't indoors for like that long. And then we went like I said, we went right back outdoors. And then like the whole game kind of has like the same graphical thing, which is fine. But it's like, okay, like now that I've been playing for this long, it's like I'm kind of feeling like I'm kind of getting tired of it a little bit. But I mean, the point of the game is just to is not necessarily, you know, I don't know. It was cool for a while, but I guess like the point of the game is to play the game. So I mean, the graphics aren't like a big deal or whatever, but it's just something that you know, just more variety would have been cool, you know, is I guess what I'm getting at. But anyway, I've rambled long enough. That's going to do it for this one. Please like the video before you go. And if you would like to support this channel, feel free to go back and check out my old playlist, see if I played something that you would like to watch. And yeah, did I say thanks for watching? I forget. But thank you for watching, and y'all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next game. Bye-bye.